I'm here today with amazing composer and someone we're very lucky to call our friend, Annika Socolofsky. Annika, do you want to tell us just a little bit about yourself?
Sure. I'm a composer vocalist, and I'm currently based in Boulder, Colorado, where I teach composition at the University of Colorado Boulder. And I first got to meet these wonderful people back in 2019. We were working at the Great Lakes Chamber Music Festival together, where they were in residence. And yeah, I'm really glad our paths crossed, and I'm happy to be here today and talk about this.
Yeah, so the piece that we're going to share today is a portion of Annika's piece, The Dictionary of Obscure Sorrows, The Meantime. And I'll put your program note in the description, but do you want to just tell us a little bit about the inspiration for this piece?
Sure, yeah. So there is this wonderful blog called The Dictionary of Obscure Sorrows, and it's written by the author John Koenig. And what I love about this blog is he's assembled his own dictionary, and he creates words that don't exist in the English language, and these definitions are just so poetic and meaningful. And that one of these words is the meantime, which his definition is it's about this point in your life at which you realize that you are in fact the main character in your life. You're no longer the gaudy kid sitting in the wings, looking out on the stage. You in fact need to be out there on the stage. And it's kind of a moment of realization, of self-agency, of stepping into your skin and starting to run. And that was the idea with this piece. And the segment that you'll hear is the moment where you feel it sinking in, and you're starting to bloom a little bit inside and feel empowered.
I love that. I think that's such an amazing inspiration to create music from, and that moment is just so terrifying but liberating at the same time. And I think you capture that so well in this piece. So one thing that I really loved and was kind of surprised by was the process of working on this piece with you. So this was the first time that we had ever worked with a living composer on a piece before the premiere. And I was surprised by how many changes it went through. And it was kind of a living, breathing process of, playing and experimenting. And what's that like from your perspective?
It's funny that you should say you were surprised by all the changes, because normally I don't make that many changes, but I really felt like with this piece, I was pushing myself into some very fresh territory for myself. So it felt very, very raw. And so when we got together in physical space, in person together, when we were allowed to do that, it was very much a situation where I kind of think of it as like a sculpture, where it was pretty rough around the edges on my part, not on the part of the quartet, definitely, but and I still needed to chisel away at some things and do a little bit of sculpting. And it was really wonderful working with you, because I could add repeats or take things out or move things around, and y'all were just like, yeah, let's do it, okay, which I am so appreciative of. And yeah, it was definitely I'm very thankful for your adaptability. And in the end, I think we got pretty close to the final sculpture.
Yeah, I mean, I just thought it was really cool to be a part of that. And, of course, with music that we play of composers who are no longer living, we spend so much time kind of agonizing over, why they made the little decisions they made and those sorts of things. So it was just cool to be kind of on this side of it and seeing those decisions being made in real time. So it was really, really exciting.
It's really great on the part of being an alive composer, because, I can ask questions or get feedback or learn about, what I'm a string player, but I'm not even remotely of your caliber. And so like just trying to figure out what is idiomatic, what feels good. It's not important that you can play it. It's important that it feels good to play. So, there's a lot of kind of finagling of the details in order to make sure a gesture just feels nice in a bow, in a single bow, or, or if you're being able to be expressive to kind of your maximum potential. I don't want to ever write something that someone can only kind of half express because of the limitations of the instrument or how I wrote it. So
yeah, wow, that's really cool. Well, what would you hope an audience would take away from this piece? For many people, it'll be their first time hearing it, or what's something that they can listen for?
Well, wow, you're stumping me with that.
Question.
It's a very abstract piece, which is unusual for me. But I would hope that, you know, ultimately in listening, you would receive a feeling of warmth and resonance. You know, to be playing a string instrument, you actually, whether it's under your chin or you're holding it like a cello, it's just this super, it's like hugging your instrument, like you feel it vibrating through you, and it's a very warm feeling. And I love that feeling when I'm playing my fiddle over there. And I would hope that, you know, the audience can feel some of that, can feel that warmth, can kind of feel that a hug in a way. Something to listen to or appreciate maybe is just how amazing the quartet is at syncing up these patterns of basically completely like vaguely notated in time, these gestures that are like bum, 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 bum. It's got this flow to it. And those are essentially not notated rhythms. Those are just things that you had to breathe together and feel together in order to line them up. And that's a really hard coordination thing to do. And I think you do it so convincingly and so organically. And that really makes the whole thing work, I think.
Well, thank you. I mean, I think that I loved what you said about, you know, hoping people get sort of a sense of warmth and resonance from this, because that's something that I really get from this piece. And definitely when we first started working on it, we thought it might be kind of a challenge to line up these kind of complicated rhythmic concepts. But I think the way you've written it really is very organic and feels, does feel very warm and resonant and kind of almost like breathing in a sense. So that's something that I really love about the portion of the piece that you guys are about to hear. And I guess the final thing that I just kind of wanted to say that I am really grateful for about this experience of working with you and just about what you do as a composer is, you know, this is kind of personal material, and through this music, you are really granting us a window into your creativity and into yourself. So that's something that I'm very grateful to get to witness up close. And we thank you so much for that.
Oh, thank you. Well, you all definitely brought a lot of personal expression and emotional honesty to your performance as well. So I think this was a team effort.
Well, thank you so much for your time, Annika. And we hope you all enjoy the Dictionary of Obscure Sorrows, the meantime.